In late medieval art, painters depicted long, snaking lines of peasants, villagers, knights, lords, bishops, and ladies, dancing hand in hand, kicking up their heels, and gleefully following the lead of the skeletal figure of death, hourglass, the scythe blade in his bony hand, gallivanting off to the gates of hell together, known as the Dance of Death. It was a metaphor of the mass extermination wrought throughout the European continent in 1347 by the world's last great deadly pandemic, the Black Death. A metaphor of the uselessness of life and the folly of those who are living it. There's been a rash of illegal firework displays in New York this past approach up to the 4th of July throughout the 5 boroughs. Civilian complaints to the police department are up as much as 500% in some precincts this year. Some experts blame the recent lockdown quarantine predicated by our most recent COVID-19 pandemic, a type of cabin fever. Others blame the civil unrest associated with Black Lives Matter movement and the righteous rage of downtrodden people of color. So far, in my privileged West Village enclave of white, middle-class America, I had been spared the nightly bombardment of illicit pyrotechnics suffered by my less fortunate neighbors in Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, the uptown Manhattan areas, Harlem, Washington Heights, who had all been forced to live through this during these past few months. It is the kickoff of the July 4th weekend, the weekend festivities of Independence Day, a stifling hot Thursday evening, 90 degrees in the shade. The twisted trunk of American elms in Union Square Park, a crowd of young black men lay sprawled across nearby benches, all drinking tall boy cans of Coors Light beer and firing off barrages of Roman candles, swirling flying saucers and strings of Chinese firecrackers aimed at the bronze Marquis de Lafayette statue facing the East Village street named for him 200 years after his death, another dead white man. Civilians enjoy a takeout meal of nearby benches, grab their dinners, run for the park's exits in safety, evacuating the area, leaving solely to the latest participants in this, our second millennium's Dance of Death. Young, tall, slender, dark-skinned black ballerina pirouettes down the asphalt park path, a burning sheath of herbal sage held in her hand, leaving a spiral of scented white smoke above her head. She performs pliés and bends over the black painted railings of the park lawn, utilizing it as an improvised ballet bar while she dances a pavane, blessing the space around her, warding off the presence of evil spirits, and taking swigs from the bottle of a French Merlot wine bottle. Insane African crackhead dances maniacally atop the park benches beneath the plinth of Lafayette's bronze statue, dressed like a wild gypsy in fire-red pants and rainbow print bolero vest, ranting and raving for his audience. He clutches a bone in his fist. It is a human jawbone, a dead man's mandible. He places it across his chin like a state-mandated face mask as he twirls and leaps from park bench to park bench. Boho b-boys gathered under the shade of the great oak tree begin emulating his dance steps, popping and locking to the booming bass of 50 cents. It's your birthday, it's your birthday, it's your birthday, pounding for the speakers of their Dr. Dre beat boxes. The clown approaches, mumbling to himself, and takes a seat on the park bench next to mine. He knows me better from our past encounters, so maintains the state-mandated 6-foot social distance apart as he settles down to watch the 21st century's Dance of Death. He is sheathed in his usual multicolored polyester plastic evening gown. He leans on his multicolored walking stick, removes his white paper package ascot racist top hat to smooth down the nap of his short-cropped afro, and begins calling cadence to the dance steps of the drug-crazed gypsy dancer with the human jawbone face mask. They are the very medieval image of the Dance of Death. You get any of that?
I loved it.
There was a space in between because I'm doing it with two hands. I'm trying to scroll forward with the with the on the other iPhone, and it's kind of like that. It's working, and it's like all of a sudden, like it'll pop forward or print something accidental. How'd that go?